Gotham City is a timeless city. Truth of the matter is, I think it's a city that can't grasp the concept of time. You got Penguin using cell phones, you got a police precinct that has no computers, but typewriters as far as the eye can see, and they choose instead of using helicopters to use blimps to try to catch people. See how that's going to work out for you. Truth of the matter is, I can't wait for the moment where the producers actually decide to give up on that concept and have Gordon pay for Amazon Fresh delivery with beaver pelts and a wheel of cheese. Now is the moment where usually I would go into another joke, but I'm going to introduce you guys to a new segment. We call it Digging on Dave. Shout out to Dave for having the best Bulk and Skull cosplay I've ever seen. This is Comics on TV. Cue! Welcome to Comics on TV, a weekly discussion about comics on what else but TV. I have my famous, amazing, and well, he's clearly happy right now, but my guest, M.T.R. and Billy the Kid, both from Comics After Dark on
House.net.
Boom.
RATTHAUS.
I love that handoff. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
You can also find us at comicbooked and fanboynation.com.
Comic Bug? Do you mean comicbooked.com?
Comicbooked.com.
Good job, buddy. Thanks.
That's what I said.
So, tell us about the podcast, Comics After Dark.
We have been going 3 years strong. We literally are coming back from our 3-year celebration from when we're filming this. We started off in the back of a comic shop, and from there actually ventured off on our own, and I decided to pursue Rat House Productions. It's rathouse.net. Yeah. And since then, it's just been history in the making. Billy's been there accidentally.
Yes, actually, my comic book shop failed to get Green Arrow, and then I was like, I had to go to the nearest comic book shop after this one, and then I ended up at his shop, and he was doing a podcast.
The first episode.
He was doing the first episode. I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a regular thing. He's like, you want to sit down and talk? And I didn't even know this guy got in on it.
I might add.
So even though I'm on the first episode, I wasn't planned to be. But he's like, you want to keep coming back? And I was like, yeah.
Creepy. Yeah, but he was supposed to sit down for one segment, and he sat down for the whole podcast. We're like, oh, you're on it. Okay, whatever. So, yeah, but we continued on from there. Yeah. We've been at cons. If you've seen it at cons, hello. Thank you to all our fans. But, yeah, since then, not only has our podcast been growing for our 3-year, we had Livio Ramondelli and Scott Kolbish, the artist behind Transformers and Deadpool. But, yeah, Rat House Productions has been growing. We picked up a new podcast called Pot of the Damned. They're all about horror movies. We have the Everything Bagel, which is all about underground music and various conversations. Our fun joke one, because obviously we're great friends, so we have another one called That's Life, where it's just about our life and we've been on it. And of course, we're always looking to pick up more podcasts. But yeah, it's been history in the making since then. All due to Comics After Dark.
Yes.
That's not bad, actually. Now, I've got to ask about the names, because M.T.R., Matt the Rat, could you tell me exactly how that happened to be?
Yeah, I was 14, and that was my hardcore punk rock days at Mohawk. Bondage belt, bondage pants, bullet belt, all that crazy stuff. And I went to Warp Tour. Yeah, I know.
The bondage part, I just had to stop for a moment. I was just like,
well, I mean, even like the punk rockers had like the cock flap, and that's like the back patch that's in front, and a butt flap in the back and whatnot. Yeah, the whole deal. But yeah, I went to Warp Tour, and there was a punk band there called the Skulls, and I was like, yo, let me borrow some money so I could buy some merch. And you're like, that doesn't count. Like, it's gonna come back. I was like, well, let me borrow some money for some food. And he's like, man, Matt the Rat, just trying to scavenger up some food. And they ended up taking me on tour with them, and they spread the nickname Matt the Rat. That's the way I got it. And M.T.R. actually came about from my friends joking around and abbreviating it, and it was an ongoing joke for 3 years until they finally told me they were making fun of me. Other than that,
so you had no clue for 3 years?
No, for 3 whole years.
What's wrong with you? 3 years.
Look, I'm not thinking of abbreviations. It's like, do you say C.J. or do you say Carlos Jr.? You say Carlos Jr. Like, right. Nobody shortens it up. But yeah, it was. But now I abbreviate everything, so it's just fun.
And Billy, what about you?
Have you ever seen Spider-Man where he's like, oh, call me the human spider, and he just looks at him, he's like, Spider-Man! And basically I was just like, he's like, who are you? I'm Billy Family. She's like, what? It's like, yep, we got Billy the Kid right here. Like, oh, okay.
So you essentially made the name for him.
Billy Family wasn't good enough. So I just gave him Billy the Kid.
Well, speaking about names, let's talk about a show where at least the character changed his name. Went from being just Arrow to the Green Arrow.
Surprisingly. About time, 4 seasons in?
Yeah, exactly.
He was the Vigilante, the Hood.
The Hood, the Vigilante, and then...
That guy.
Yeah, there he is. Whatever. But now he's
Green Arrow.
Finally.
He was Oil Face Man for
Oh,
a
yeah.
minute, and then he finally got a mask. Yeah.
How are you guys liking the show as far as where it is right now?
Personally, I love the show at the moment. Like, I love that they've been evolving with the show, and it seems with every season, they're starting to lean more towards the comic book realm rather than trying to take their own liberties and do their own story on it. I think a perfect example would be Vertigo, where Billy would be able to explain it perfectly because he's a really big Green Arrow comic book reader.
As far as Green Arrow, I've loved him since before the Crisis.
I was actually trying to pitch to you the Vertigo history.
So Count Vertigo is one of the... He's kind of like the perfect folly. Kind of like how Batman's really serious, so his arch enemy is like a total clown.
Right.
Like the total opposite, right? The complete folly of him. So what we have is Count Vertigo. Like Green Arrow, his big strength is he can aim.
Yeah.
So he will get you dizzy and you can't see straight. So it's like his perfect folly.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
So like he has this thing in his he has a disease like because you feel level because there's like a little liquid in your ear, but he had a disease. We had to he had a disorder. We had to get it fixed, and when he puts some implants on there, he can actually like telepathically distort you.
So
But
then that's
Okay.
But in the show, it's
In
not
the show,
that.
like the first season, they were like kind of basing off Mike Grell, where it was like they're basing it off Mike Grell around kind of Christopher Nolan, the whole thing, where it's like nothing supernatural, nothing like that. In that first season, so how do we do this? Like, all right, he's gonna be called the Count. And he's gonna have a drug called Vertigo, and he pumps people.
it. Makes sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
and he has like the little like kind of like Dracula. He has like for some reason he tapes 2 syringes instead of 1, and he gets into your neck and you're spinning.
And this guy's named Dollar Maker. I was like,
Oh, yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
guys, like,
yeah.
can't we just no, Dollar Maker. Let's be
It's
real.
Dollar Maker.
That's
It's
Gotham.
Yeah,
Dollar
and
Maker.
that's what I'm talking about. Like, why can't we just like? And that's what I've been loving so much is we've been pushing more instead of being like, look, we understand we messed up, but we can fix this. And that's what it feels like it's going down the route with every Arrow episode that comes out, and I love it. I think it's great.
Arrow with this season, I feel like there's so many possibilities because Damien Dark has been like in 4 issues like ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Ever in
Yeah.
DC Comics history using 4 issues, so they can really expand it as much as they want. I mean, H.I.V.E has a rich history, but with Damien Dark, I really never know what's gonna happen.
Well, how do you guys feel about the whole thing of CW TV or Warner Brothers TV, pretty much not having Batman, so using Arrow as their Batman?
Well, they don't really have the Trinity at all, you know. But for me, it's okay because I really liked a lot of the other characters. I love Batman, I love Superman, I love Wonder Woman, but I really liked Green Arrow growing up, Warlock, Fire Ice, Booster Gold. I like Ted Kord, the Blue Beetle.
Ooh.
So like
He's a Booster Gold and Blue Beetle like galore.
Oh,
the
yeah,
blue and the
yeah,
gold,
yeah.
that's
Okay,
my guys.
alright.
And for me, I grew up with a lot of those other guys. So
Right.
for me, CW is perfect to me. You know.
And for me, as to like when I started reading comics was actually the initiation of the New 52.
Mm-hmm.
To be seeing these characters, like I didn't know who China White was.
No,
I didn't
no.
I didn't know a lot of these characters, and for it to be presented to me and in a way that made it interesting and be like, wow, this is like a very fresh take. It sparked my interest on. I want to learn more about Arrow, and then especially when Flash came out, it was like I want to learn more about this CW verse that I'm learning from TV. Maybe
Yeah.
I should jump onto the comics. So I think it's great from even the stuff that like I do know the history of to the stuff that I don't know the history of.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great exposure to a comic book show and a new mythos that's being written every
Yeah.
time you see an
For
episode.
Flash, it's been all new to me because I know Barry Allen, but I grew up with Wally West in the comics and in the TV show. I
So
didn't
you
really
got
know
it.
much about Barry Allen other than he died in the Crisis.
That was it.
That's all I
Yeah.
ever knew.
Right. So what about theories? Let's talk theories. For at least that show.
All right,
Are we going
throwing it out.
Arrow first,
Hold
or
on.
Are we doing Arrow or
We'll
Flash first?
do Arrow and then we'll move on.
I'm
See what
gonna.
else happens.
I'm. Billy and I were actually talking about this. I think we should sit up because we got some
Serious
stuff to say.
mode.
This
got
is real
some
right
stuff to
here.
say.
This is
So
real. This is where it happens.
I would say that Billy had one of the best ideas, but supposedly it's been taken away. We have Felicity in a little pickle right now.
Yeah. She's according to the promo, she's gonna be in a wheelchair.
So a blonde with glasses in a wheelchair. Maybe we could switch her to red hair if we wanted to. What would that lead towards,
And what if
Billy?
she was really savvy with technology?
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? That's possible.
But wait. So but our Arrow, he's our Batman. So if we were to place this in the comic book world and it were to be Batman instead of Arrow, who would be in a wheelchair with glasses that's computer savvy?
Okay, I think I have it.
I
think I do.
All right, you get 3 guesses.
I do. Okay, 3 guesses, right?
3 guesses.
Joker's daughter. Yes, I agree.
Okay, okay, good.
No,
so definitely, Oracle automatically. That's the same thing. It's like that's all they're doing is running through and pretty much placing any way they can Batman mythos into Arrow.
So our theory is it's definitely we felt that it was going to be Oracle beyond belief.
Yeah, exactly.
But unfortunately, I think somebody already came out and tried to say that it's not true.
Yeah, one of the producers said that. No, it's not Oracle. It's just a
but
savvy
remember,
computer girl in a wheelchair.
But remember when remember when Talia al Ghul in Batman? I mean, The Dark Knight Rises. Remember when they confirmed that it's not Talia al Ghul?
It's not Talia al Ghul.
And then you watch it, and it was totally Talia al Ghul. Yeah. So
at that point, they might as well make Joseph Gordon-Levitt Robin.
Yeah, exactly. But we don't know. We're gonna find out exactly what may happen. But that's usually what everyone else is feeling the same way.
With Felicity, that. But the other thing is almost every season, it's all Merlin's but I worked with this other guy, and then it's Deathstroke's and you see the league's but there's Ra's al Ghul guys behind the strings. Then it'll come out in the 3rd season, and in the 3rd season, but I was at it with Damien Dark, and then in the 4th season finally comes out. So what I predict is Damien Dark would be but I've been doing this because I'm afraid of this other guy.
The Hive. And then that should make sense of the Hive. Yeah.
And then the 5th season, you'll see maybe other people from the Hive. I always wanted to see a live version of Gizmo.
Oh man!
And
wait, but creepy, pedophile-looking Gizmo from the new Teen Titans.
Yeah,
with he's 2 foot, but he has a full mustache and stuff. That one, or the Teen Titans TV show?
No,
the cartoon.
No, the comic book version.
Oh, see, that's already freaking me out enough.
Yeah.
So much so that now I just want to talk about Flash. That's literally. So we already know what's happening with Flash.
We haven't talked about Flash.
You guys haven't?
No, I don't think I've shared my theory with him.
With Flash, with the comic book version of the Flash, I feel like Final Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths, what was that? What was the other Crisis? Identity Crisis, Flashpoint. Everything except 0 Hour, really.
Right.
It's always him who dies or changes the universe or always opens doors. And I always felt like that possibility is always in the show since the first episode, and they have that newspaper that Barry dies in a crisis. So for me, it's Flash will always have endless possibilities. They could always open the door to another dimension or to another Earth or to another universe. I felt like that show will never run out of possibilities. For me, it's hard to guess it. I can tell you what I want to see. I want to see a powered up Jay Garrick.
Yes, definitely.
Because I love Jay Garrick.
Definitely.
I would like to see Wally West.
Yeah.
In a suit, but I would really like it if it was I guess it's not DC's New 52, but I guess it kind of is. I would like to see him in the black suit with the blue lightning.
That would be great.
My fan theory for Zoom,
Zoom?
for me personally, I might be wrong, but I personally think it's Barry Allen from Another World.
That's what I said already. That's what I said already. So we're all agreed. We're all in agreement.
Do you really think it's Barry Allen?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because I thought when
I've never seen a Earth 2 Barry Allen at all.
That's what I'm saying.
But do we have any history on Barry Allen's dad and what he's doing in Earth 2 at all? Be able to kill if he did find out. So that's what I would feel behind that. It could possibly be Barry Allen's dad. It's so hard to tell with this show because even the whole Eobard Thawne and switching it up to Harrison Wells. It's so.
If they're gonna go to other Earths, maybe Johnny Quick will be the villain for.
That could be an option.
3,
Seriously,
right?
that would be something I'd love to see.
Yeah.
As far as it actually happening, I don't know if they will put it together.
Yeah.
But that would be dope to see. So far, you guys are definitely watching Arrow. You're watching Flash. I wanted to be able to talk to you guys about some other things. But actually, Legends of Tomorrow is something that definitely I want to get into. But I think I'm actually going to have to hold back. I want you guys to actually come back so we can have a free-for-all concerning a few other shows. Would that be cool for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll definitely have you guys back on. We'll go ahead and talk and break into some more things. But right now, I just want to go ahead and say thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. I thank you guys for coming.
Yeah,
definitely
it's
Billy
our
the
pleasure.
Kid, M.T.R. You guys are great. You'll be back.
Yep.
So we'll see you guys again. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching Comics on TV. Remember, every great TV show host has an even better sign-off. Good night, guys.